It's the last lap of 2023. And I would be remiss if I did not come back just before the year was over. I've been on a little holiday hiatus, as you can see, many of you also have. And, you know, watching so many of the things taking place. But I would like to do a quick recap. Can we do that? The year doesn't seem to be slowing down from all of the scandal and I would say the conversations we've seen recently. Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles. We've seen the P. Diddy parties and Bishop T.D. Jakes getting caught up in the mix of that and having to, you know, answer for those kind of things. That's just what's happening lately. We've seen Hamas and Israel. We've seen the essential annihilation of the Palestinian state in 2023. 2023 personally for me has been extremely up and down. I've seen I have seen opportunities arise and opportunities drift away. I've seen real things that were actual opportunities. I've seen the mirage of falsehood. So it's been quite a year, and but what's been very consistent is the membership and the stewardship of people on the real spiel. And this is for you. How are you? Just say here, LK in the flesh. Man, I got one bad eye here, bro. LKB. I got one bad eye. Something happened to my right eye, and so I got to take the contact out of my right eye. So I got a contact in my left eye. So I'm kind of, you know, not seeing properly. I appreciate you, Christopher. Christ follower, sorry. See, I can't read properly. And, you know, Toronto, I've gone full circle. I've moved out of Toronto in 2023. I came back to Toronto in 2023. I was just thinking of a lot of scenarios that were going to happen for me in 2023, and but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And shalom to you. And you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Man, we outlived some people this year, didn't we? Some people went to see their maker this year, and we are still here, still standing. And that's a blessing in itself. I lost my father this year. The family's just been all up and everywhere. My mother and my father never got along, so me celebrating my father caused my mom to back away. So she said to me, "Oh, well, you're gonna lose two parents this year." She's a Trinidadian. She's a Caribbean woman. They act up and they come back around later. So I'm giving her time. But it's been a heck of a year, man. And you know, so there will be some folks I don't even mention because they're not mentionable, and I'll leave them there. But there's a lot of great things happening and coming towards us in 2024. I want to be here in a position to report the news, because that's what I want to be. I want to be that guy that just reports the news. I want to give great insight. Good morning, Yvonne. Yvonne's another person who's been hanging in there from the very beginning. Appreciate you very much. She's in Jamaica right now. Yeah, I'm telling people your business. She's with her husband in Jamaica right now, having a good time, which she should. And there's a new church on the horizon for myself that I'm going to be participating strongly in. I'll leave it at that at this moment. I'm going to send the link because I'm actually preaching tonight for New Year's Eve service. So I'm going to send the link out here too for y'all to participate with that as well. The message is called Triggered for Greatness. Triggered for Greatness. So, I mean, 2023, man, and the long and the short of it, hasn't been the greatest year, and I really look forward to 2024 being much better. My 2023 started off rough, and it came in like a lion and it came out like a lamb, so I really appreciate that. You see, you're visiting Uganda January 18th. That's nice. I've never been to Uganda. I have some Ugandan friends. I've never been to Uganda. It's a powerful country. I really appreciate Uganda as a country historically. I know it's had its trouble. A lot of African nations have had their trouble. Respect to Idi Amin and so on. But Uganda's a Christian nation, and they are not allowing the West to dictate their policy. Barack Obama was trying to dictate policy to many African countries, trying to tell them to they had to accept things that they chose not to accept. Put embargoes on them if they didn't accept a particular lifestyle that they wanted them to accept in the West. And to their credit, they said, no, we don't need that from you. And it's good. It's fantastic. So triggered for greatness. That's right. That's a biography. Triggered for greatness. But I just wanted to come on here and to say something very quick. Oh, bless you, Stormy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that gift. Bless you very much. I wanted to come on here because I don't know if he's going to make it into my message tonight. And as I go to pick up my daughter, my hairstylist, because you see my hair is a little wild under this hat, so I'm hoping she can fix it before I have to go to church, and church people are going to be looking at me crazy. Us apostolics don't like braids much. We don't like locks. We want that army haircut. But I decided to let the Lord allow me to be Samson after a certain period in my life, so I'm letting it grow. But I want to talk about a guy by the name of Jehu. You guys ever heard of Jehu? Jehu. Nice name for a boy child. Jehu, Jehu, Jehu. And let me tell you something about Jehu. Jehu speaks to me. And you find him in 2 Kings. Well, let's listen to the story before you go digging for it. I know Yvonne's looking him up right now. But Jehu was a general. He was a general in Israel, the northern kingdom, Israel, and his immediate king was Ahab. And Jehu fit into some very interesting, I would say, Middle Kingdom eschatology. I know it's not real eschatology because eschatology speaks to the last days. But God prophesied something into the latter kingdom of Israel, into the mid to latter kingdom of Israel. And he included Jehu in this particular story. Okay? And let me break this down. So, Jehu had only really one skill, and I'm gonna try to wind this up so it's not too long-winded. But Jehu had it, and his one skill was he was an excellent killer. And so God assigns this excellent killer with a prophetic assignment associated with both Elijah and Elisha, because there is blood on the hands of Ahab and Jezebel. And so a prophecy had gone out in respect to Ahab and Jezebel, and specifically Jezebel, which is a much more articulate prophecy that said that she won't even have a body to be buried. The dogs will eat the flesh of Jezebel to some extent. That was a paraphrase. And so there is this impending prophecy, because as many know, Jezebel and Ahab, what they effectively did is they brought into the worship of a god by the name of Baal, B-A-A-L. His name essentially means Lord. But Baal worship and Baal and Astaroth, but effectively Baal worship became almost the dominant deity of Israel in the time of Ahab and Jezebel. And it upset God a lot. It confounded really the people of Israel, because God was working in a very, not working the way that he would normally be working with his people. And as we know, the story of Ahab and Elijah deals with the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. And even after Elijah goes and hides from Jezebel in the cave, here comes Elisha. And there's still an ongoing tug of war between these two royal of Israel and the prophetic and priesthood of Israel also. But here comes this character Jehu, this murderer, who is now a general under Ahab. And one day Elijah wakes up and he calls to himself this very strange prophet and tells him, gives him instruction, gives him a cruse of oil, and tells him, go and find Jehu. Tell him that God has anointed him the king of Israel, and his job is to go and kill Jezebel and Ahab. That's the effective delivery. So Jehu is in camp with his other soldiers, with his men, and this prophet straps on this cruse of oil and takes off running to find Jehu. And it's a very interesting picture, because he's a very strange prophet. Apparently, he's considered to be a little bit crazy, a little bit off. And he runs into the camp of Jehu and finds him and says, are you Jehu? He says, yes, I'm Jehu. And he says, I have a word from the Lord for you. He goes, no, well, tell me. He goes, no, I can't tell you here. I've got to tell you by yourself. So he brings him into a room and he busts the cruse of oil on top of him and prophesies the words, telling him, the Lord has anointed you king over Israel, and to avenge and to kill Ahab and Jezebel. And then he runs out the room, like he takes off running like a crazy dude. He takes off running. So Jehu doesn't know what to do with that. It's a lot of information. That's a lot of, that's big. That's wild. It's out of nowhere. And he comes out, and of course he's drenched in oil, and he doesn't know what to think or what to do. And so the man, Tiffany Davis, how you doing? Shalom to you too. His men see him and say, well, what's it all about? And Jehu tries to say it was nothing, and don't worry about it. He goes, no. And the King James says it like this, which is why I called the gentleman a very odd prophet. He says, we know what takes place when these mad fellows come around. That's what the man said. We know this mad guy. We know this guy. And this guy, this is not a normal circumstance. When these dudes come around, something's up. So Jehu says everything the man said to me. Says he told me that God has anointed me king over Israel. Man, immediately they recognize it. They feel the power of God in the moment. They blow a trumpet and take a knee and declare Jehu is king in Israel. Now, Jehu being a wise man, blessings to you, Tiffany Davis, and all of y'all who are here. He says, man, don't say anything more. Don't say anything else. And Jehu immediately starts his assignment to go and have a meeting with Ahab. I'm going to stop it right there. There are times in life. Hi. I just say hi back there. There are times in life where something taps you on your shoulder, changes the course of the direction that you are going to before. It might change a friend into an enemy in a moment. It might change a friend into an enemy in a moment. It might change an ally into an enemy in a moment. Because God will tap you on your shoulder and give you an assignment. Watch this part. That is specific to your dysfunction. What did I say Jehu's dominant gift was? The guy was an expert killer. Yeah, he was in the army. He was working for the king of Israel. But in an instant, God tapped him on his shoulder and says, "You're no longer going to be his servant. You're going to become his assassin." And changes the course of biblical history, his own personal story, and fulfills the prophetic word of God that has been long pronounced over the life of Ahab and over Jezebel. The Jehu story always gives me chills a little bit, because it demonstrates to me, first and foremost, that God doesn't leave debts unpaid. Things that Ahab and Jezebel had done for years have gone unavenged. Seems like nothing's going to happen. Seems like everybody's going to get away scot-free. Seems like all the blood they have in their hands, they'll never have to take account for it. And I know many times that, in your life, people have done wrong things to you. You've gotten the rotten end of the stick. It seems like God has left you in a place where it seems like you're not going to recover any of those things. You're not going to get any of those things back. But ultimately, at the end of the day, God has a method of justification. He has instruments of justification. And he will utilize whoever he needs to utilize to repay those debts that are owed. Can I give you another quick example? It appears that this gentleman by the name of Saul of Tarsus is walking around collecting these new followers of this Nazarene. He has been given letters by the Roman government to arrest and apprehend Christians on sight. He's very good at his job. It seems that he is doing the church great harm, to the point that his name has spread abroad. And there is nothing legally that the Christian community can do, because at that time, Christianity is effectively an illegal religion in the Roman government. If you're a Christian, the first century, you're considered to be an atheist because you refuse to worship the gods of Rome. You will not burn incense to the gods of Rome, and you are an atheist according to the Roman pantheon of gods. And an atheist to a Roman, somebody worthy of death. It makes you un-Roman-like. It makes you an enemy of the empire. Paul, doing the work in his mind, the work of God, is now arresting and allowing Christians to suffer great turmoil. But one day, God brings Saul to his Damascus Road moment. And we know the story, for those who are Christian, for those who are not. On Damascus Road, Saul is riding on his horse, and all of a sudden a great light appears to him. He can only see the light. Apparently he can only hear the voice, but everybody sees the light. He gets thrown off of his horse. He's struck blind, and he hears a voice, and he says, "Lord, who are you?" And he says, "I am Jesus, who you persecute. Why do you kick against the pricks?" And if you don't understand what a prick is, it's a prong for cattle. It's supposed to poke your oxen or poke cattle to make them move. And so God is saying, how are you kicking your foot against this prick, this prong that's supposed to impale your foot? Why are you killing yourself? Why are you damaging yourself? You're persecuting me, but you're damaging yourself. And right away, God uses the worst possible candidate to not both avenge the martyrs that he has caused, and to now become a champion of the faith. And these are the stories, when I sit back and think about it, these are the stories that give me peace when it comes to my own mentality, when it comes to never having to seek revenge, when it comes to never having to call people out on the things that they've done wrong to me. I have had people replace the people that have defrauded me. I've had people, when I say defrauded, I'm talking about not just financially, but people who are reckless with your name, reckless with your reputation, people who are unempathetic to your circumstances. But God has replaced them with people that are so much more valuable. Replaced them with people that you never would have thought came out of nowhere. One of my greatest example of a person like that is my good friend Yvonne Gentles. My good friend Yvonne Gentles saw me on a video with my crazy hair, because you know it's Pentecostals, they don't deal with crazy hair bishops. Once I got divorced, I really didn't want to preach, and I knew how I was going to stop people from calling me. I was going to grow out my hair. I was like, if I grow out my hair, they ain't going to call me. So I just let my hair grow. And I started, still, of course, the call of God is on your life, so you're teaching online. And Yvonne Gentles found me online, began to share my videos, and her and I have developed a friendship, a very strong friendship over that, where I see God putting somebody so much more powerful in my life than some of the people that I lost because I decided to grow my hair. But in respect to even life, I want to just capture that. And this is going to be a very controversial statement for some. When we look into what is taking place right now, and I'll use three major occurrences that are taking place right now. Small to large. Right? Things I just recently talked about. Jonathan and Simone. People criticizing somebody's marriage because of how the gentleman described how he met his wife, and trying to take away from the value of their union. They're going to receive their reward. People like in this conversation with Sean Diddy Combs, and clearly all the things that he has done over the years that are now coming to light. All the people he has negatively affected that is now coming to light. He is going to face his Damascus road. And last but not least, Israel and that little land in Palestine. And I'm sorry, I can't say it the way that I'm supposed to say it, but I'll say it like this. The white colonization of a black area, and now the genocide of indigenous people by individuals claiming Torah, they're going to have to pay for that. And I'm sorry. There's a lot to be paid for. There is blood on their hands. The blood on their hands isn't just from Palestinian children and Palestinian mothers. The blood on their hands is for all of the indigenous Afro-Semitic black people who have still not received their just deserts, their just reward, still not received their citizenship, still not received their proper recognition. The ADL, your Damascus road is coming. All of these situations I'm happy to be this person. I'm happy to live long enough to see God bring correction to all those circumstances, all those situations. And yes, let's not leave Hamas out. Much of what has taken place potentially has also been a Damascus road for that side of the fence too. But I'm telling you, there are some debts to be paid on both sides. And evil is evil. Evil is evil. I don't care what uniform, what party you're wearing. I don't care if you are Israeli or Palestinian. Evil is evil. And there is debts to be paid. And this is why I stopped talking about that situation, because I realized I was having a conversation about things that really I believe God was working out by himself. And I'm gonna sit back and watch it. Let me see here. Hair shouldn't change people's mind. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You dress cool, age appropriate, would suit you more. Distinguished look. Yeah. I think I'm cool. I'm sometimes age appropriate because I'm really 27. But I try my best. My daughters tell me sometimes, Dad, don't do that. But I digress. Sorry. Oh, I'm back. They asked me not to talk about him. But I want to say two things about him. And it's going to come home. Is Benjamin Netanyahu the Jehu of this time? Is Benjamin Netanyahu the Jehu of this time? Or is he Paul of Tarsus? Is he Saul of Tarsus? Is Benjamin Netanyahu the Jehu of this time? Or is he the Saul of Tarsus? I cannot ignore these words for such a time as this. I'm not a big fan of Benjamin Netanyahu for a multitude of reasons. But has Benjamin Netanyahu come back to the position that he's in for such a time as this? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think he's finished yet. I don't think you've seen the full gambit of his true intentions. I think I know what they are. They've asked me not to talk on him. I'm not going to say a lot. I said enough. But that's my question. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Netanyahu. I've come for him a lot of times. But they've asked me not to say a lot about him. They said, listen, he's working with us. Leave him alone right now. I said, okay. So I just have a question. Is he Jehu? Or is he Saul of Tarsus? Is he the greatest murderer in Israel who has now been asked to be king? Or is he a killer of righteous people who God is going to turn around and allow him to be on the right side? It's a lot. Let's see what you got to say. Ben is evil. He's the epitome of evil. Hey, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I've been asked by my elders and my brothers not to speak on Netanyahu right now. I ain't gonna say nothing on Netanyahu right now. I just asked a question. You gave an answer. I just asked a question. The Shiloh Institute is going to be ramping up into some serious teaching in this coming year. I'm going to be doing the plans are for me to be doing an in-person Bible study on Thursday nights. That is the plan, and that plan will come to fruition. That's the plan, which means Thursday night, extensive teachings are gonna come up. I got a lot laid up inside of me, so it's gonna be on steroids. It's gonna be I'm gonna call it spiritual world issues, because the Bible, as it relates to today, that's how it must be taught. It's good to give history. It's good to give context of history. But if the book is dead in the past, it's not the living word, which I believe it to be. So it has to speak to what's happening right now, and it always does. So that's something to look forward to. As far as us, as black people in North America, in Africa, in Israel, what are you doing, brother? Our time is still not come. I'm gonna say it like this: don't fall asleep. 2023 didn't accomplish anything for us. It just got us another step closer to our eventual destiny. The African nations are waiting. I'm waiting for you guys to stand up. I'm still waiting for the African Union to stand and make Congo a real nation and eliminate that Western colonizer that's been overthrowing and destabilizing Congo from King Leopold to this very moment, to Ronald Reagan and Mobutu was, I don't know, you guys need to really do some background on Mobutu, because Mobutu was basically a snitch. Mobutu was a snitch. Mobutu is the greatest traitor in African history. He is the greatest traitor in African history. If you guys know the story of Congo, aka Zaire, then back to Congo, how Lumumba orchestrated the independence of Congo, and his right-hand man being paid off by every single colonizer, including China, basically had him killed, overthrown, and then became the dictator deity of Congo until the money got funny and had to run for his own doggone life. And they are still doing that to Congo. They are still ripping Congo to pieces while we are sitting here watching a story that doesn't belong to us right now in respect to Israel and Hamas. But Congo is being minimalized. We have still not achieved what we're supposed to achieve. We're still caught up in nonsense. Jonathan Majors and that white young lady, he got a criminal record from running away from a white woman, and we're still having conversations about that. America is still stuck in Jim Crow when black men are getting criminal records for running away from white women assaulting them, and great minds in America can't even put their time into national issues. You got Dr. Umar he's still got to talk about race, because race is such a prevalent discussion in America that you even have a mind like that cannot take his head, he can't take his head off of it, can't take his hand off the wheel and that, because race in America is still stuck in Jim Crow, still don't have civil rights, you're still not part of that nation, you're still not a member of the constitutional constituency of America, because black men who date white women, you don't understand, brother, you're still a slave in America if you have an altercation. If you have an altercation, you're still a slave. Okay? You don't understand that the people that are being propped up in America, most of them are, as we see P. Diddy and the rest of these guys, they're undercover homosexuals carrying the flag for a liberal agenda that's keeping black people in their place, being pacified by pacifistic messages to keep you in your place. Can't even tell the difference between a man and a woman anymore, regendered females are replacing good black men, and good black men are no longer good black men according to black women. So many things going on. 2023 is a mess, and I can't wait to see it over. But 2024, I'm coming out swinging and kicking. I don't even know if you're coming to fight me, but I'm coming to fight you. Right away, I'm coming to fight. I'm showing up in 2024 triggered for greatness. God bless you. We're going to talk a little bit later. I'm here to pick up my daughter. I felt I should just come and say some few words. Yes, my guys in African history is Patrice Lumumba, Stephen Beko, Idi Amin, and Shaka. You probably want to say Shaka Zulu. Idi Amin and Lumumba for me, absolutely. Don't forget Mandela. Yes, Mandela gave them back their country. My issue was that they gave them back their country, but still, you can't leave out Mandela out of Africa, and you might want to throw Mugabe in there too, and of course Kwame Nkrumah. Can't leave Kwame Nkrumah out. God bless you. Okay, I'm coming in triggered for greatness. I'm gonna be fighting my way into 2024. Listen, don't play with me. Don't play with me in 2024, devil. I'm arming myself up. I'm telling you, I'm putting a balaclava on my head. Yes, because I'm not playing with you. You're not lulling me to sleep. Nope. We've got debts unpaid. And I'm coming to collect. I love you guys, man. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. Here comes my child. I'll keep you in the car and keep y'all going. I appreciate you guys very much. Man, I got this kid here. This one kid, I got 6 children. You guys know 6 children. And bless you too, Yvonne. And 3 grandchildren. And can't have one child, man. That one child might just disappoint you, boy. I got 6. And this one adds up to all. She makes all the 6 worthwhile because her other sister here, my power forward, she's supposed to come to church. She's got a beautiful voice. She's supposed to sing today. She's giving me problems. Dad, I don't want to sing, and I got homework. How you got homework during Christmas break? I said, no problem. 2024, I said, you're going to get to see a whole new daddy in 2024. I said, her birthday's in October. I said, I've already canceled your birthday. You don't come to sing today in church. You don't come hang out with me New Year's Eve, because we had these plans. New Year's Eve, we're supposed to go to church. We're going to hang out. We're going to have an after party at my house. You don't come to me. I'm going to cancel all of your 2024. So no problem, little girl. She's supposed to go on / scholarship, or if she stays in Canada, she's going to be supported by a particular school. She's a great student, powerful student, but she's a teenager. This little one here, this is daddy's road dog, man. So she coming out here to hang out with me, and we about to take on 2024. It's really fitting that I take on 2024 with her at my side. I really have this thing. I'm done. I have this thing where whatever I'm doing, whatever circumstance takes place at the changing of the new year, that's what's gonna be the theme of the rest of my year. It happened last year, wasn't good. So I'm making sure I bring it in 2024 in church with my road dog with me, fighting, triggered for greatness. Love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Be blessed.